We finding it.
Alright, Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bashim, Yahushua, Bashim, Rakakadash. I want to give double honors to the elders and the apostles of Great Millstone who were well, and peace and blessings to your elect. This is the brother Hacham Banyam Yam coming back at you once again. Now, I was kind of meditating on something. I was trying to think of a lesson to do, and then this scripture came to mind. A few things came to mind, but was like, let me decide to do a lesson on Galatians 5 and 9. A little leaven is the whole lump, and this is basically like, it's like, you could be teaching a whole bunch of things that are right, but if you're teaching one thing you're teaching one thing that's off, that's an offense. You can't be doing that, because new sheep's coming in. You could, you're you're deceiving them. Salaki, I can't even finish my sentences. Sorry about that. But every time you do a video, like the brother Bakar Moss said, try, if you're unsure about something, make sure that you try to go over it. And if you're still unsure, search for a video, but you can always ask, because that's what the men of the Lord are there for. Like, for example, if I'm not sure of something, I try to go straight in the scriptures, or like maybe go straight elder at Great Millstone, or the men of a brother from the men of valor. Try to go straight. If needs be, I'm still not sure, I'll just drop a message on the comment board, in a respectful manner, just so I'm not coming across as disrespectful or anything like that. But you can't, just when you come into this truth, you can't be lazy. Every time you can't be lazy like me. I get on myself sometimes, because I'll be like, I would say that I'm doing good in what I'm doing, but I always can do more. I should be researching this, I should be getting into that, but at the same time, like the saying goes, walk before you can run. And this is another precept that comes to mind. I believe it's 2 Timothy 2:11. Salaki, bear with me 1 second. And I'm actually, Salaki, I'm just on my break doing this, so forgive me if it seems like I'm rushing to get this in. I actually got about 20 minutes left, or something like that. It's 2 Timothy, I believe, 2:12. Salaki, maybe it's 1 Timothy. Bear with me 1 minute. So like let me, I can't remember where it's at. Let me search it. Study and show thyself approved. So approved. I was almost sure that it's in 1 or 2 Timothy, but I couldn't find it just before. But Salakia, let me try. That Salakia took me a little bit to find it. I knew I had it in 2 Timothy, but it's in the 15th verse. That was a good starting point, and this is just kind of a message that, no, not even a message I am anyone individually, but when you just come into this truth, desire the sincere milk. But when you, like, as you grow, don't be being comfortable, staying on the same level. You're supposed to want to advance, like you in a job and you trying to get that promotion. This is what you want to try to get in this truth. You're trying to you're studying to ultimately show you how Bashim your side, your diligence, because you could, if you're being lazy or whatnot, you could just be sifted out. That's why it's That's why you're supposed to, work out your own salvation with fear and trembling. And that's the next one I'm going to get after that. This is 2 Timothy 2:15. Study to show thyself approved unto the Most High, a workman that let me start from the top. Study to show thyself approved unto God, a workman that needeth not to be ashamed, rightly divideth the word of truth. And this is pretty much not just in this truth, but this is pretty much in everything. When you have an exam at school, you study, right? When you're going for your theory test, you study because you want to pass. And the thing about it, our exam is the greatest one, known in the history of anything, because our exam is going to be Jacob's trouble. And that's the moment that you're going to know if the Lord is with you. Of course, you could be a martyr or whatnot, but in that day it's going to be clearly evident who the Lord is dealing with. And it's going to be interesting because it's the same ones that everyone would be looking down on. And I've, like the other precept that I was talking about, that's what I'm going to get. That's what I'm going to get now. Because, if you're teaching on the highways and byways, for example, and, you should be trying to study and prepare for everything. Imagine a scholar, a scholar, well versed, when it comes to the history, it comes along to you. Now, if you don't know the history, you don't know the scriptures you're going to, and you've not been studying enough, to be able to explain and break it down, he's going to be completely mop the floor with you, And I would say, don't be surprised if that's videoed, and then, that's, the whole ministry be put on it. Like, for example, when Vocab Malone used to come up to, elders and brothers camps, I used to, and even Brother Polite, although I didn't really see, that Brother Polite's videos, but I assume that he used to come up and, do live or recording, and then, used to say exposing these people for this. Like, everything that we teach is not everything that brothers teach is not we're not saying it unless it's in the scriptures. Just like there's three different laws with rape. Now we never tell people to go out and to be doing that, but we're saying, according to the scriptures, if that happened, according to the scriptures, this is what needs to be done. And I believe that's in Deuteronomy 26 chapter. But let me go to the scripture I was talking about. Work out your own salvation. I believe this is in second Timothy first. I believe this is in Timothy as well. Salvation, or Thessalonians. So yeah, this is 2 Philippians. Let me see if I should start it up. I'm not sure where to start. Okay, yes. Let this mind be in you, which was also in Yahushua HaMashiach. Which is, for those of you who may not know, that's the true name of the one the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ. Who, being in the form of God, thought it robbery to be equal with God, but made himself of no reputation, and took upon himself the form of a servant. Now, I'm not sure who's gonna actually stumble upon this video, but Yahushua is not the Father. Yahushua is the Son of the Most High, but he's not the Most High himself. That's why the scripture says no man knows the day nor the hour except the Father, but not even the Son. But if that was the case, if he was the Father, then it wouldn't really make sense for the Son not to know the time, but the Father but the son not to know the time, but the father to. When the son, when the father and the son are supposed to be the same person, but they're not the same being. And was made in the likeness of men, and being found fashioned as a man, he humbled himself and became obedient unto death, even the death of the cross. This, we have to be like in that same mindset, because Yahushua, if he understood that he had a job to come and do, and if it were for his sacrifice, we wouldn't have even had another chance, because we could have been made as the Sodom and Egypt. But let me get second Philippians 2:12. Wherefore, my beloved, as ye have always obeyed, not as in my presence only, but now much more in my absence, work out your own salvation with fear and trembling. Yeah, because we know we don't want to get destroyed, because we know the future of this place. We know what could happen. Wait, what's that? We know what could happen to us if we don't take this word seriously, and we don't, we choose to go off. And the thing about it, if we go off into the world, if we go back into the world, it's much worse for us than someone who's wicked in the world, because we are Nobel, because we heard the truth. We ought to Nobel. So, we would get jacked up a whole lot worse. And that one that was just talking about in Isaiah, for him being he's the mediator. He's our connection back to the Father. But you could read about the Son in the Old Testament. Well, a lot of places, but I wanted to focus on Isaiah. I believe in Isaiah 56, if I'm not mistaken. Let me see if I can find it. Isaiah 56. I was just like, what are they doing over there? Forgive me, I'm on my school campus. I just got a little break, and the Spirit was kind of on me to do a video, so I just kind of did one away from everyone else. Bruise. For our iniquities. Okay, I got it. Yeah, let me get straight to the point. So, surely he hath borne our griefs and carried our sorrows, yet we did esteem him stricken, smitten of the Most High, and afflicted. And you go to Isaiah, Acts 5 and the 30th chapter. It pretty much goes on to basically he was slew by the 2/3. Slakia, that was just a female that goes to the campus. She was just asking a question. But this is Isaiah 53:5. But he was wounded for our transgression, he was bruised for our iniquities, and the he is talking about was Yahushua, man. But the chastisement of peace was upon him, and with stripes we are healed. All we like sheep. Oh, I pressed it down. All we like sheep have gone astray. We have turned every one to his own way, and the Lord have laid on him the iniquity of us all. So, when the Lord came on the scene, he was perfect. And the thing is, he took upon, the iniquity of us all. Speaking of the children of Israel, because he came back to redeem us back unto the Father, starting with the elect. That's who he's coming back for the second time around. He was oppressed and he was afflicted, yet he opened not his mouth. He is brought as a lamb to the slaughter, and as a sheep before her shearers is dumb. So he opened not his mouth. So, when they were questioning him, you know, for for some of the things, he didn't really give him a response. He wasn't even really saying much. Like some of the response he was saying, like, what thou sayest, and stuff like that. Back in, I believe, in the book of Mark. You can check it out. If I'm not mistaken, you can probably see it in any of the four, Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John. But we find the scripture to kind of end it out on. But because no one's, no one said this walk was gonna be easy, but it's gonna be well worth it. As scripture said, through much persecution shall we enter in the kingdom. So I'm gonna take that and then end it off with Romans 8 and 18. I was kind of going through the spirit. I didn't have any precepts lined up. I'm just kind of going with the ones that come to mind. Through much persecution. So, like the scripture goes, through much persecution shall we enter in the kingdom, man. Can't remember where it is. I'm gonna have to Google it again. I'm using another phone. This is my this phone that I'm using to look for the scriptures in my phone. So I'm just learning how to navigate persecution. A brother on my campus, I said, I'm gonna do a video. Can I borrow your phone? He said, cool.